Hi ladybugs, and welcome back to my channel. So this is the start of a snippet roll tutorial. Yeah, so I've got, this is just calico here, and that's what I'll be using for the base of my snippet roll. And I love calico because all I'm going to do is cut it into strips. I'm just trying to see, because I have this not Velcro. Is this a Velcro? This is the wrong thing. This is Vilene. It's all come off, unfortunately, the paper, and you can buy this at any haberdashery shop, and you can also buy it in sheets. This is just what I happen to have, so I'm going to use it, and I'm going to iron it on. I'm going to place it, because I'm not going to do this part on camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to iron it on like so. Okay, so but before we even do that, let's cut a piece. And I'm not even going to cut it actually. I'm just going to make one actually. So let's do it this way. I'm going to do that. I'm going to snip it. I will also make another one where there's no sewing, because I know some of you guys don't have sewing machines, and I've made snippet rolls just using glue. So I'm going to cut this. There's no set length or width to your snippet roll. Okay, so this is quite a wide one actually. I don't want it so wide. What if I make it, that's too thin. So I'm just going to cut a little bit off here. About that much. Yeah, about that much. And of course I'm not going to throw that away, because I will use it. And then I'm going to cut another piece. I'm just going to do like so. Oops, this way, not that way. The long side. And I think that'll be enough for a snippet roll. So let's just do like so. Right. This one I will be sewing and gluing. And I mean, you can do both, you know, sew and glue on your snippet roll. Anything goes. It's whatever is convenient for you and easy for you to do. And you can use any fabric as your base, just plain cotton, you know, again, whatever you have in your stash. You don't have to rush out and buy fabric, so you can use muslin, cotton, anything, upholstery fabric, anything goes. So I am going to go and iron these strips now with my Vilene. Okay, and I'll see you just now. Right, so I have ironed on the Vilene and stripped the paper on the one side anyway. And this one's not working. I don't think it, yeah, that's fine. There we go. So that's all you do. And I don't know why some of the paper, maybe the iron wasn't hot enough, but I'm not going to redo it now. So make sure your iron is hot enough. So you can see it's lifting slightly here. That your iron is hot enough, and you leave it on for a few seconds in order for the Vilene to stick. Then all I'm going to do now is start adding bits and pieces of fabric. So I'm going to do this one in sort of pinks and blues and whatever, you know. I've got various bits and pieces. Look at this thing is so old, it's been washed, but it's full of stains, but I love using it. So I am just going to start now, because I'm going to be ironing this. Oh, let me bring it here. The other strip is over there. I'm not going to be gluing on my pieces of fabric. You don't have to use a pinkers. You can also just use any scissors. So I'm going to stick this here. I have this piece left over, which is just gorgeous, and I'm going to use this side, I think, and I'm just going to put it down here. And then you just go ahead and mix and match. I have some ribbon let me put the fabric down first. Look, this is a piece of like suede upholstery fabric. I'm not too fussed about colors and stuff at the moment. You know, they're supposed to be kind of random. They're not works of art, should I say. And your pieces can be as long as you want them, as short as you want them. You know what? Whatever rows your boat. Got this tiny, see what tiny pieces I keep. I'm crazy. Please tell me you guys do the same. And this one does have a little bit of glue on it, and I know if I put my iron on that, the glue's gonna go ugh. So I'm not going to use that. And I have this gorgeous piece here, which I'm just cutting a piece off. And it's got a cute little butterfly on it. Let's just put that aside. And that's fine. Oh, how about a bit of blue? Maybe I'll put that somewhere else. Oh, that's no good. Look at this one, isn't it beautiful? Yeah, I wanted some more neutrals there. This is a piece cut from a doily. You can see the edge here. It's got stitching on it. So I think that'll be nice. I'm just going to put it here. And I'm going to let this hang slightly over the edge. Yeah, let's use some blue. I love this fabric. I've used it for quite a few journal covers because I just love it. So let's have a look. Look at that. I think this is perfect. Like I said, you don't have to use a pinkers. The next one I cut will be without the pinkers. And I'm just going to put that straight on top. So you just randomize it, okay? And it doesn't matter if it hangs over the edge. And then I will come to doing my little right, ladybugs. So this is my my snippet, well, half of it anyway, because they should be long, okay? And all I've done is I took a piece of fabric as well and I ironed everything on, okay? Once I had done that, because you know violin is it's like double-sided tape, and I'm going to turn it over and show you the stitching on the back. You can see here, it's actually, I probably should have stitched that down, but I didn't. here. So I'm just going to take my glue gun. Oh no, it switched off. Oh, see, I don't like this button here. I always switch it off by mistake. So now I've got my other piece here. This is just a rough idea, okay? And I've trimmed it of all the threads as well. And then I'm just going to show you this one now. And I'm not going to stitch. It does have Eileen on it, but I'm not going to, like I said, I'm going to glue everything on. So, once again, now you can use whatever glue you have. My glue, this glue that I use works for fabric as well. And of course, or you can use your hot gun. So I'm just going to, I'll just do half of it, just so that you can see. You know what, I'm just going to cut that. Normally, yeah, why not? I'm just going to cut that there, and then I'm going to, okay, use whatever glue you have. It is nice to see the stitching, I have to admit, on your snippet roll. I think it just gives it that extra pizzazz. Okay, but not all of us have machines, and I mean the very first one I made, I actually just sewed it by hand. Just the straight stitch, I sewed it by hand, and that was it. And I glued on as well. So you know, it's a mixture. It can be a mixture of gluing, sewing, and using the Eileen. I think it just makes it easier to put your fabric on there. So until my glue gun heats up, because I don't want to stop now, I put a big strip there. Hey, look at this. Oh, I think that'll go very nicely there. Yes. So I will put that, glue it down. I prefer to use my glue gun, because then I know for sure it's not going to come off. And then we can have this little random piece again here. And when I made, when I did that one by hand, all by hand, I used it as closure for an journal, and it was really, really nice. I also have this gorgeous sheer fabric here. Look at it, isn't it beautiful? And I actually want to add some. It's gotten a little bit dirty. And now, you know, you can keep adding onto your snippet roll. Like say I want to add that there. I think it's a bit long. Let's cut it just a, this one is curly. Let's cut that off. Yeah. How about I just add that there? Because I haven't put much lace on this one. It just worked out that way. So also, you know what? Feel free to put lace. Feel free. I've got this cream rickrack. Where's the beginning? Can add that. Very nice. And in this case, I'm going to put it here. So you just keep building on what you have until you like it. That's the name of the game. So let's put that there. I would like to use, I mean, this is really, what is this? Oh, this is a dragon. Let me throw it away. Look, it's all crumbled up. So how about if I even use, I'm just going to add, like I say, I'm just adding now. I'm just playing to what I like. And that's what you need to do. This is another smoosh bag here of mine, and I have like this fabric, which is nice. Quite like that. Let's just add, yes, that's nice. And maybe I can even add this piece right here, because I missed a spot there. See that? My glue gun is almost ready. This is, look at that, it's so beautiful. I'm going to use this piece. I am. And I want all that color on it. So you can put big pieces, little pieces, it doesn't matter. You see, I'm not even really trying to cut it straight, because you're still going to embellish it now. I'm going to put you on, lovely, this way. I like it. Look at that. And then what else do I have here that I can use? Let me bring my little box back. This one, this fabric, yes. Let's use no feathers. Can stick feathers on. Maybe I should stick a feather on just for fun. How about that piece? Look at that piece. You know, bits and pieces in your... You can put ribbon. Let's put some yellow ribbon. Let's mix it up a bit. I hope it doesn't turn out horrible. You can put beading. Anything you want, to whatever taste and color scheme you like. I've done cream ones, I've done all sorts of colors. So yeah. Nice. No, I like it on top. So see how my desk gets messy. And here, ladybugs, is my finished snippet roll, just to give you some ideas, that's all. And well, let me show it to you first. So I've made it actually to hang up, and maybe I'll cut it up and use it in my journals, I don't know. But let me quickly try and go through it as quick as I can. I've put a tag on here. Who says we can't put tags in pockets? Nobody. Another little a safety pin there with charms, beads. I even put feathers. Look at that. You can see now I have stitched. Okay, I've stitched and I've glued. You can do either or, especially if you don't have a sewing machine. Just glue it on. Just be aware that if you are going to use the hot glue gun, it does make it a bit tougher if you want to stitch things on like I have. Where did I stitch? Like this. But I mean, you can also just use fabric glue, and I don't think it'll be so difficult to stitch through it, but I managed. So this is my finished snippet roll. I can still keep adding stuff to it as if I want to. You know, there's no limit. There's no rules again. Snippet rolls, as far as I know, were originally made, they were all stitched. And then when you want to use the stuff, or if you're doing it in a swap, the person can take the stuff off, you know, just unpick it. I'll show you the back in a moment, and use it in the journals or for whatever they want, you know. But as you saw, I've glued this, I've stitched it, and let me show you the back so you can see all the machine stitching that I did on here. Okay, and then I've done a little bit of hand stitching, stitching things on. Those are buttons, all hand stitching. But if you don't like doing hand stitching, because I know some of you don't, it's fine, just glue it. Use hot gun glue, but be aware that with this glue, if you try and put your needle through it, it makes it difficult. I used to do a lot of ribbon embroidery back in the day when my eyes were good, and sometimes it was quite tough to bring the needle through the batting and the silk or calico, whatever was being used to embroider on. So we would use these to pull the needle through, if you have these, some sort of tool, pair of pliers even. Okay, or just use ordinary glue or fabric glue, doesn't matter. And as far as I'm concerned, there's no rules again with making these. So I have made oh, this has come off because it's opened up a bit. Okay, I have made this to put on a dowel, you know, those little dowel rods. So I'm going to put it on there, and then I'm going to hang it. I can't really show you on the camera, but that's what I intend to do with it. And then I may or may not cut up bits and pieces to use in my journals, or maybe I'll cut it here and use this as a belly band or a side pocket to tuck something in, or maybe I'll just cut off a little piece and use it as a tuck spot. This is quite bulky, so be aware of bulk as well if you want to use it in your journals. Because I didn't, I put this little angel on, because to put this in a journal, I would have to take that off and replace it with something else. So on here, I used safety pins to stick these on, and this was on by my kettle. I used rig rack on top, so you can just layer it and layer it and layer it as well. I've even made snippet rolls with batting so they feel nice and soft, and I've used them for closures of journals. So this is just a quick little tag I made, put a sticker on it, and I've had this for a while. I love it. And then I glued these brads on, not glued, I made a hole in my fabric using my awl, and I just pushed the pin through, opened it up, so it's very easy to remove. So I've got quite a few on here. Feathers, flowers. I mean, just imagine this piece here as a little tuck spot. Beautiful. And then I added this fabric because it was just lying around not doing anything. Flowers, sequins, bows, all sorts of odds and ends, little pearls, as I said, beads. I just put plain chipboard on here. This is from one of my sandals, and just more beads, feathers. This is a little piece of rope that I had again in my stash, which I just made into a circle. An old, really vintage looking bell, charms. As you can see, these roses, guys, I must show you how to make these. It takes a little bit of getting used to doing it, but once you got it, you can make your own. I don't make the small ones, I only make the bigger ones because the small ones are hard to handle. So again, buttons, you can see I stitched these on, I glued the other ones. I even stuck some, look, music paper in here, so you can stick paper. You stick what you want on here. This is a little vellum pocket I made, and I just stuck a little card in there. These are stamens, just ideas to give you sequins. Again, these are very old. These are from the 70s, from my, dancing days. Can you believe it? Well, I was danced right up into the 80s, but anyway. And this is a Tim Holtz set of knife and fork. I mean, how cute is that? And here we have hearts, all sorts. There's a rhinestone missing then, but doesn't worry me. I'm quite happy with it. These I just glued on. And like I say, I could add more too if I wanted it. This has been hanging around for a while, not earning its pay. Beading, rickrack, more lace, etc. So that's one way of making a snippet. My way of doing it, but you can do it any way you want. And even the stitching on the back, I think it looks nice. But like I say, otherwise glue everything down, maybe use some violin if you want to. You don't even have to use the violin, you can just plonk them straight down with glue and it's done. Okay, and just have fun That's all. Okay guys, I'll probably make a few more and then I'll post them on my page so you guys can have a look, and maybe I'll even do one with batting in between. And you know what, if you want it thicker, you can also just add layers and layers of calico or muslin or whatever it is you're using. Layer your fabric and then layer your fabric on it. That's if you want a thicker one, because sometimes I like the thicker ones as well for closures. I mean, it feels so nice when you've got this batting and you're using it to open it. Unfortunately, I've sold all the journals I made with these closures. But anyway, I will see you again soon. Stay tuned. I've got lots of tutorials coming up to make up for the last 2 weeks where I've been stressing over doing over my page, and well, there's been other stuff, you know what it's like. Life interrupts. Okay then, see you soon. Like and subscribe please. Ciao.